What's happening? What's happening, people? How we doing? How we doing? How are we? 1 second here. Let me make sure that something is working here. Okay. We're good to go. We are good to go. So what's going on, people? How we doing? It is a Wednesday. Ow. That hurt. It is a Wednesday all day. It's a Wednesday all day. But I hope everybody has had an awesome day. An awesome day. It's really nice outside, and it's getting nice outside. And that always brings a smile to my face. I was out at the baseball field today watching my grandson hang out. I had to go out and watch him practice a little bit, have a little fun out there on today. But, hey, so I hold on 1 second. I want to deal with some stuff tonight, because, you know, it's funny how people are, especially on here, right? So I'll show you something, and I'll tell you about that situation in a second, right? I'll tell you about that situation there in a second, which I think it's hilarious. I've never said anything about this man until tonight. I've never said anything about this man until tonight. But we're gonna go over that. We're definitely going to we're definitely gonna deal with that situation there, because I have never done anything to this man at all, right? But I've got a feeling I know why that situation has happened. Okay? So I just want to put that out there for right now, because I'm going to deal with some lies and haters on tonight. That's pretty much what I want to deal with on tonight, because I've got a few people who decided that it's better for them to get on Twitter and tell lies, right? Get on Twitter and tell lies, like this person right here. This person right here. This person is a liar and a hater. Okay? And I'm going to address all the garbage that these liars and haters decide that they're going to get on, get on the internet and lie on people. Right? Get on the internet and lie on people. Okay, so I only block people when they are racist or they get personal and attack me. Okay, that's how you get blocked, and you can disagree with me. I've always said this. You can disagree with me all you want. That's cool. I love it when someone disagrees with me, because we have conversations. And I think if you followed me enough, you would see that. I don't just block anybody. I don't hate on people like that at all. Ever. There's no one on here that can sit here and say, because someone says I just had a conversation with a guy today. I just had a conversation. The dude, we did not see eye to eye. We totally disagree with each other. And at the end of the day, we said peace. There was no personal attacks. No one called anybody anything or anything of that sort. I like those type of conversations. I welcome those type of conversations. I think we all should have those type of conversations. To figure out where we're going and how we're getting there. Because everybody has a different philosophy and a different idea on how to do things. But when you purposely get on the internet and lie and make things up, this person here, I can tell you why I blocked. Hold on. I can tell you why I blocked this here person here. The one that sit here and they said, I can't support your choice of Tim. He's a racist and block those who question him. That's a lie. That's a lie. And question him. And they say he blocked me 3 years ago when I questioned his hateful speech about Dr. Jensen. He is no Republican. That's what it says there, right? I just want to make sure. I can't support your choice of Tim. He's a racist and blocked me and blocked those who question him. I've never blocked anybody who questioned me. Ever. Ever. And it said, and then they go on and say, blocked me 3 years ago when I questioned his hateful speech about Dr. Scott Jensen is who they're talking about. Someone who I backed, someone who is a friend of mine till this day. I can call him right now and get him on the phone. I have never, let's make sure we understand something here real quick. I have never said anything bad about Scott Jensen. I was in Scott Jensen's corner. Scott and I, we talked every single night about strategy, about how to get into Hennepin County, how a Republican can get into Hennepin County, the whole nine. Then they say you damn right, I'm not a Republican. They got that part right. That part they got right. They say, well, he's a racist. Well, let's talk about that. The only time you ever hear me talking about racist or racism is when you give it to me. Now, this person right here was part of the people. This person right here, this person right here was part of the people who came after me when Minnesota Crime Watch, when Shelley from Crime Watch tried to paint me as someone who didn't like white people. This person right here was so foul coming after me, I blocked her. That's why she's blocked. Because of the foul things she said about me. That's what this is about. She's going to say, he's a racist. Well, I'm black. I can't be racist. I just can't be racist. Racist for what? What am I going to be racist over? But because of how foul she was towards me, I blocked her. That's why she was blocked 3 years ago. And she wasn't blocked 3 years ago. She just got blocked recently when Crime Watch, when Shelley from Crime Watch told everybody who followed her, if you followed Reverend, you need to unfollow me. They had a choice. Either you can follow me, follow her, right? She gave them that choice. This was one of the people who decided to come after me. That's why. So if you're going to lie, if you're going to go online and lie, tell the true lie. Don't, tell the truth. I don't mind you put my name out there, but you can't lie on me. That's what you can't do. I blocked that person because that person was foul. And not only that, I blocked that person because they was on other pages who was putting out some ugly things about black people, and that person was liking it. So I said, enough's enough. Bloop, and I blocked them. See ya. That's the only time that I've ever blocked anyone. This one, another lie. Christopher denies critical theory was being implemented in schools. I never said that. I never denied it. I said to him, give me the school. Give me the school. And because he couldn't give me the school, he got upset and he got mad. And he personally attacked me. And he blocked me for pointing it out. No, I did not. I asked him for a school. What school? Give me the name, like I asked everybody. Give me the name of the school and I will go there. And I went to a few different schools, talked to them about this. That's not why he was blocked. He was blocked because he got pissed off because I wouldn't go believe in what he believed. And he got personal. He started calling me names. So I blocked him. If you're going to hate and be a hater, tell the truth. That's all I ask for. If you're gonna, tell the truth. If you're gonna be a hater and you're gonna hate on somebody, don't lie. Tell the truth. Tell exactly what you did. That's the only reason I ever block anybody. I have no other reason. Just because you disagree with me. You know how many people have disagreed with me on this app and said I was wrong and that whole nine? A lot of people. And I'm willing to have that conversation with them. I have no problem talking to people. I really don't. I like talking to people. I like hearing somebody's a different opinion on people. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and let you lie on me. It's just not going to happen. If you want to be a hater, fine. Be a hater. That's cool. But if you're racist about your hate, if you personally attack me with your hate, I will block you, point blank. But if you just come in and say, Rev, you're wrong, and this blah, blah, and this forth and that forth, we can have this conversation. We can talk to each other. I have no problem with that. Zero problem with that. But you can't lie on me. No, it's just not going to happen. Those two people that you see that I blocked lied. Flat out, no ifs, ands, or buts. They lied. And if you want to send them, if somebody here wants to go, you know what? I'm gonna send this. Send it here. Hold on. Let me make sure if you send it to them, send it to the right people. Don't send it to somebody that's not. Hold on. I'm gonna give you them right now. If you want to send this here to them, that dude right there, write it down. And this person right here. Those two. They're liars. They're liars and they're haters. And if they ever want to come and sit right next to me, I've put that out there. Let's have this conversation. I put that out to anybody, any time of the week. You say to yourself, I want to have a conversation with Rev, and I want to come from behind my little fake picture. My little fake picture. You ever want to come from behind your little fake picture? Let's have the conversation. But they don't. They're keyboard warriors. They are keyboard warriors. They don't want to have the conversation. They would rather just sit back and throw out garbage. And then when you block them or you tell them they're wrong, you say something, then they want to run around the internet calling you racist. But I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Hey Josh, how you doing? Hey Rodney, how you doing tonight? I see you. I've been pretty good, my friend. I've been pretty good. Josh is in the house tonight. Never mind. Josh said, "Never mind the haters." No, I don't. I got more than them, but those two. When you tell a lie, Josh, you no, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, Josh. I'm not just gonna sit back and let people do that. And only thing they can do is just be cowards and hide behind a little picture and put out crap that's just not true. Not true. So if anybody want to have a conversation with me, I am up for it. You want to just have a cup of coffee? I'm cool. Oh, you're watching on YouTube. Hey, appreciate that, Chaz. I guess the YouTube is working. I got to keep figuring out every now and then when I do get a chance to come down here and do something or work on it. Hey Josh, the family is doing good. You know, everybody's good. The new one of the family, she just turned 1, it went by like crazy, like fast crazy. But anyway, so, and I put somebody up there, Patrick Royce. I don't know. I've never said anything wrong about this man. I've never, ever said anything wrong. But I've got a feeling I know what crawled up Patrick Royce's ass for he feels that he need and I meant no harm when I was telling him that I understood the tweet. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, so Patrick Royce decided to try to be funny, right? And the song was called Brass Monkey by the Beastie Boys. And if you have never heard that song, you wouldn't know what he was talking about. Did you ever see a race of people hanging by a noose? No, I was going to talk. You know what, Chad? Thank you for reminding me of that. I was going to talk to you about that. Because you sent me that thing about somebody hanging in Blaine with a noose around their neck, and that's why I was wondering if they ever said who it was. It wasn't that reporter. If they realized who it was or what it was, somebody was they hanging in the tree, Chaz, or did they have they found a body with a noose around their neck? Anyway, I'll get him to say that, but. As far as Patrick Royce goes, I haven't heard anything about it. Okay, I haven't heard anything more about it, Chaz says. So with the Patrick Royce get up thing, so Patrick Royce tried to be funny. And so Patrick Royce put out a tweet, and it said, blank, 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 star, 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 monkey. And if you didn't know what he was talking about, you would think that he said something like, the N-word monkey music. That's what you would have thought that he was said. He was trying to be funny, and he felt short of being funny. So what did Patrick do? Instead of being a man and standing up, Patrick Royce decided to cancel his Twitter account and get from the storm. All I said was turn your Turn your Twitter back on and don't run from it. Just say what it was. I knew what it was. I stood behind the man saying, just turn your thing back on and go into the fire and let everybody know what you was talking about. But the firestorm was he was being racist. I never called him racist. I never said he was. So for him to look at me and block me, I'm like, wow, okay. Like I said, never said anything about the man. He's the one that put himself in that trouble. He's the one who tried to be funny off of something like that. Wasn't me. So I'm looking at something today and I said, wow, well, Patrick's back. So I click on it. Boom. Got me blocked. But I don't expect much from people like that. I don't expect much from people like that. So there's some people that's got thin skin and can't they can dish it. They can dish it out, but they can't put up with it. They can't deal with it at all. And he's one of them. So I'm good. I just wanted to address it because it was there real quick. But he's the one that was stupid enough to put out a stupid tweet like that. And it's everybody else's. See how that works? Is everybody else's fault? No, Pat, it was your fault. You was stupid enough to do something like that. So, but everybody else, you want to blame everybody else for your stupidity. Ignorant. It was a foul tweet. You know it as well as we do. You thought you was going to be able to get away with it, and you didn't, and you didn't. And now here we are. But block me if you want. That's fine. I have no problem. Like I said, it's all good. But anyway, hey, so let me make sure we all understand something. Okay, because I see a lot of people are getting this whole mindset that you have to push water for certain parties in order for people to like you. And that's why we're in the trouble that we're in. That's why here in Minnesota, we're in the trouble that we're in. Because we push this narrative that you have to be a Republican. You have to be a Democrat. That you literally cannot go to the Capitol and actually work for the people. They act like you cannot do that, because the question I had for someone today who kept pushing me to say what I am, it wasn't good enough for me to sit here and say that I'm a conservative. I've always been a conservative. Always. I've always followed my grandfather. My grandfather never made the switch. When the big switch happened, when the Republicans decided that they didn't want black people with them anymore, and they were going to go over with this Storm Thurmans and all of them people, my grandfather never made the switch. My grandfather voted for Richard Nixon, even though Richard Nixon was using black people to push this crime thing as if like the black people was the only one smoking pot and all this here type of stuff. He stayed with the Republican Party. He died a Republican. He died a true conservative because he believed in the values of the conservative party. Period, point blank. I've always believed in the conservative values of the party. I see Republicans and conservative as two different things. You have never heard me say a Republican and conservative because they're not. There's conservatives that are in Hennepin County. I mean, there's Republicans that are in Hennepin County that will run as a Democrat because they know that the Republican brand is so bad in the state of Minnesota, it's not even funny. It is so bad. Why do you think they can't win statewide? The Democrats have painted, and the Republicans have done a good job for themselves also. So let's not sit here. That's what cracked me up. Y'all sit here and act as if like the Republicans have actually really done something for people who look like me to vote for them. I asked a simple question today. What has the Republicans done in the state of Minnesota that will give black people a reason? Name something. Please, ma'am and sir, name one thing. Let me show you something. I said to Scott Jensen, who is a Republican, who I was backing at the time, who called me every single time, been to my church, spoke at my church. Scott Jensen, I drove around with Matt Burke, drove around with him for about 3.5 hours, going over the city, showing him the whole nine, backing him the whole nine. I gave them something to walk into Hennepin County with. And that was phone calls that people in jail should be able to make those phone. That should be free. Because if a man is in jail and he's trying to get a hold of his kids, he's trying to talk to his family and things of that sort, and he has no money on the books, it's really hard for him to do what he needs to do. So I told him, go into Hennepin County and say, here is something you would do. Man, do you know how big that would have been? But they wouldn't do it. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. I said, go in and talk about black businesses, how you want to get these businesses back up and running, the very businesses that Tim Walz is not dealing with. Go in and talk. They wouldn't do it. Go in and talk about how there's no place for these black kids who are getting in trouble. There's no place for these kids. There's no after school programs. There's no parks or anything for these kids. Go in and talk about. I gave them a blueprint. The Republicans to walk into Hennepin County that they can run on. They didn't do it. So how do you expect me to get behind a party that don't gives a damn? Now, you're always talking about, well, Democrats just use black people. Hell, at least we've been used when they don't want to do nothing at all. But a conservative, most black people, if you sat them down and actually had a conversation with them, are conservative. We are a conservative. If you gave us and left us alone, black people can scribe. We can do things. Hey, like I said, we gave it a shot, but people decided we're going to go burn it down. We don't want them to have anything. So what happened? They went in and burnt everything down. Did it not? I mean, that happened. So when people get mad at me because I won't give them a party, I won't tell them if I'm a conservative, that's what I am. Is there a conservative party? There's people who are deaf. Colin Powell was a conservative, but he ran with the Republican Party. But at the end of the day, he also voted for Obama, did he not? As a conservative. He believed in the conservative principles. That's what people need to understand. I don't have to push for a party. Do I believe in everything? I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Hell no. I didn't vote for Joe Biden. Hell no. My stand, my power, my energy is into Minnesota. What is going on in Minnesota? What is going on in this state? I don't believe in my heart of hearts that them people up there that call themselves a president, when Dick Cheney was the president, Bush didn't do nothing. And y'all know that as well as I do. Get out of here. Get out of here. Same thing with Obama. Obama was led by the special interests. When Obama sat there and said that he had evolved, and he started pushing this gay ideology, that's when I was done with him. I didn't vote for Obama because my line items did not align up with Obama's. Same thing with Joe Biden. My line items, the things that I needed, things that did not line up with him. Same thing with Trump. My line items did not line up with Trump. You give me somebody that, whether, I don't care if it's Democrat or Republicans, that lines up with my items, you got my vote. I'm not like you. I want something for my vote. And it's not just, well, I'm going to vote for the Republicans because it's how he makes me feel. No, I'm good. I'm good. Now, Brad, the guy who's running for, he considers himself or sees himself as what? As a Republican. Okay. But when I sit and I talk to him, our ideas of how we see Minnesota, how we would like for Minnesota to go forward, what we want to do in Minnesota for the homeless, for the elderly, for those people who feel like they've been at the bottom. We're in lockstep. We are in lockstep. I don't care if he's a Republican. What I care about is he cares about exactly what the Bible. Hold on now. See, here is where we miss. Here is what we miss when it comes to me. Exactly what the Bible says to do, to treat people in a certain way. If you decide that, you know what, I want to give Rev an opportunity to do something here in the state of Minnesota, my Bible tells me that I am to take care of the people. There's nowhere in my Bible has it ever told me that I have to be a Republican. Did it not say that I have to be a Democrat? But what it does say is to take care of the people. And taking care of the people, meaning sitting down with the people, meaning talking to the people. Dude asking me today, well, if you are not for a party, then how are you going to get anything done? There's the damn problem. The people who are up there right now, because they're in a party, what are they doing? They're fighting back and forth, and nothing gets done for this state because they're fighting. And then one party gets the power, and then they go way off the deep end, and we're left stuck. That's not how this is supposed to work, people. I know y'all have been tricked. No, wait a minute. I know you've been tricked into believing that that's the way politics is, but it's not. What is supposed to happen is this here. I'm supposed to make sure that your voice is heard. I'm supposed to make sure that what your line items are being addressed. That is what's supposed to happen. It should be of the people. We have gotten away from that. We've gotten away from the book. We've gotten away from the way things are supposed to be. We've gotten away from the one Minnesota that we was promised. It's not one Minnesota. It's not one Minnesota. But because we're so deep into these parties, that's what you believe in. The Democrats, okay, let me show you something. I went around to 5 black churches asking them to get behind me. You want to know what I was told? If you're about the Republican Party, we will not get behind you. We will not vote for you. Why? Because the Republicans are racist. The Democrats have everybody in the metro, Duluth, Rochester, believing that the Republican Party is racist. They are tarnished. If you get inside of 394, 494, to the point to where Republicans that are in the metro, the Republicans in the metro will not run as Republicans. Y'all don't understand that. She asked the question, how are you going to get past the blue progressives in the metro and in Duluth? Right? The numbers are too Thank you very much for asking that question. How do we get past them? We let them know that we're here for the people. I'm not asking for your vote to go up there to sit there and say with an R under my name. I'm not doing it. I'm not going up there to ask for your vote with a D under my name. I'm not doing it. What I'm asking for your vote for is I'm going up there with a P under my name. And what the people need to understand and get in their head, that the people should be running this state. And I for the life of me, I cannot understand why people can't get that in their head. That it's not about a party. Name me something, and nobody has done it. Name me something the Republican Party has done for the state for people here in the state of Minnesota. Name me something right now. You can't. So why would I want to go being a Republican? But look at what the Democrats have done to this state. They have led this state over a cliff. So why would I want to go being a Democrat? I wouldn't. Why would I want to get behind those type of parties? Make me understand that right now. Why? Why can't I go up there and say that you know what we need a bill to do? The elderly people who are being taxed out of their house. I need a bill to stop that. You know what I need? I need a bill to make sure that girls are protected in their sports, that they got every right to compete with one another. That's what I need. I need something that says that the Star Tribune can't gaslight people saying anti-trans. The trans community is just fine. We're going to be good. They got every right as everybody else in the Minnesota. But you don't need the Star Tribune gaslighting people, pushing hate. That's not going to happen. I need to have control to clean up downtown. Don't you want to go downtown? Don't you want to enjoy downtown? Don't you want that money that's coming out of downtown to feed your area so they're not raising your taxes? What? I don't understand why people can't get behind that. Make me understand that. I want every kid in school. I don't care if Bill Gates' kid came to a school. He gets to eat. And then we need to find out, okay, what are we feeding these kids? Why are they throwing food in the garbage? Why are they not eating? Why can't we find out what's wrong and fix it? People act like we can't fix stuff here in Minnesota. Just let it happen. There's millions of dollars going into these nonprofits, your tax dollars, and you're not questioning. Man, y'all are out to lunch. But then when somebody steps in and wants to go at it, when somebody y'all dog them. You put me down. You call me names. You tell me this and you tell me that. Somebody's been out in the streets. Half of the problem with a lot of those people that are up there at that Capitol, they couldn't tell you what's going on in the streets. They couldn't tell you how things run. They couldn't tell you what the poor is saying, what the homeless is saying. They couldn't even tell you what some of the rich people are saying. They don't care. You give them a ticket to go up there and do whatever they want to do. But the minute you got somebody saying, I don't want to work for you, I want to work with you. Not him. Not somebody who's been out there on the streets. Not somebody who's fed families. Not somebody who has hugged mothers whose son is laying up under a tarp. You have given them the opportunity to run this state. And if you're happy with it, then, okay, cool. But you know what? Everybody I meet is not happy with the way this state has been ran, with the things that have been done here. Fentanyl is nuts. Little white kids are falling like crazy. Says, speaking of gaslighting, the state of the state is tonight. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to hurry up, because I want to. But I've put that out there for them. And the Republicans can't sit there. They cannot sit there. The ones that will deal with me. The ones that will deal with. I do have a few left that will give me the opportunity. What's that girl, that lady named Julia? What's her name? I've been trying to get in touch with her. What is she, a senator or something? Anyway. Democrats won't deal with me because, like I said again, everything I am, I'm a black man. They shoo us away a little bit, except for the ones that they like. I carry a firearm. Coleman, that's her name. Thank you much. That one. I've been trying to get in touch with her. She won't give me the time of day. She won't give me the time of day. She's like Royce, Patrick Royce. I don't even know Patrick Royce, and he blocked me. Seriously, I've never said nothing to this man. So why, again, people say, I can't give you my vote, Rev, because you're not, what they say, you're not Republican enough. What, do I got to go storm the Capitol to be Republican enough? I can't give you my vote. I got to be, what if, okay, I tell you what. I'll take your vote. I'll swear tonight that I'll be a Republican for you if that's what it takes. And then when I get up there, I'm not going to do a damn thing for you. I'm not. No. If that's how I get your vote, she's my rep from Carver County. That's disappointing. Okay, you know what? Half of the time, what a lot of these Republicans don't really understand is they could do things to put themselves, even though they have they have a district here and they got their own district. They can do things to help other people. They could go to Bobby Champion, right? They could go, instead of doing what they're doing to Bobby Champion now, instead of doing what they're doing to Bobby, why not go to Bobby Champion and go, Bobby, you have the worst district. Listen to me. Why not go to Bobby Champion and say you have the worst district in the state of Minnesota? The worst district. And he does, right? Think about it. You have the worst district. Why don't you actually do something why don't we get together? Why don't everybody get together and clean that up? If the Republicans want black people to give them a hand clap, then do something. They don't do nothing. You know what they do? They come up with ways to give the police more power. The very police that the DOJ said was rotten. You know what they do? When a police shoots a black man, they get behind that police officer and lift him up instead of looking at the evidence a little bit and going, that's what the Republicans do. That's why it's easy for the Democrats to paint them with KKK signs walking around the state of Minnesota. That's why. But the Republicans, they for the life of me, they don't understand that. And no matter how many times you tell them, we don't care what they think of us. Really? That's why you can't win statewide, because you don't care what people think of you. That's why the Republicans inside of those Duluth, Rochester, Hennepin County, the Metro. That's why those Republicans can't run as Republicans. They've got to run as independents. They have to run as independents because y'all can't figure it out and get it right. But yet it's well, hold on. Sorry about that. It's the voting machine. It's always really? No, it's not. It's the candidates that you guys put out there. Because there's no reason Ryan Wilson, which I was totally behind Ryan Wilson, and he's a Republican, and I talked to Ryan, Chaz will tell you. Chaz will tell you. He's on here. Well, he was on here. Chaz will tell you. Chaz was knee deep with me. The urban conservative, the dude who's the urban conservative, will tell you. We was knee deep in the Republican Party trying to make a difference here in Minnesota. Knee deep. So that's why it's just funny to me when people try to get on me about what party I represent. I don't represent a party. What I represent, Ryan Wilson was a real. Yeah, see, that's what I'm telling you right there. Chaz, the urban conservatives said it point blank. Ryan Wilson was a real deal. There's no reason why Ryan Wilson should not be in a seat right now. No reason. Same thing with Jim Schultz. Oh, yeah, I met with Jim Schultz. He's right there, urban conservative. Ask him. If myself, Jim Schultz, urban conservative, Jim Schultz, a representative, was sitting in my church, strategizing. So when you try to call me out, know what I do. And that's the thing. People who have not followed me have zero clue what I do. Yeah, Ryan Wilson lost. Thank you very much. Because he is a Republican. But he was probably the best candidate out of that group that year. He was the best candidate. I liked Jensen. I liked what Scott Jensen had to say. That's why I got behind Scott Jensen. Mary Franson, Paul Novotny. Paul Novotny is a damn good friend of mine. He's a Republican. Cedric Frazier. He's a Democrat. He's a good friend of mine. It's about policy with me, people. It's not about a party. It's about policy. What can I do to make your life better? What can I do to help you through life? What can I do? Look, it's short, people. And people don't understand that sometimes. I know Monday may get so long for you sometimes, but what I'm saying to you is this. Life is short. And we've got to start thinking about when I go and I sit and I talk to the elderly people and they talk about how short life is and the things they wish they would have done and how they see things. I understand exactly what they're saying. We're not going to, like I always say, we may not be the same color. We may not think the same. We may not eat the same. But this is what I know for a fact that we have in common. We all are going to die. And the question is, when it's your turn, how do you want to go? Do you want to go doing the things that have been asked of you of God? Or do you want to get behind a party and call people names and put people down? That's the question you need. Instead of asking me, hey, Rev, what party are you from? What you need to ask is, what are you going to do? What is your mindset, Rev? How are you feel that we should do this or do that? She said, authenticity is by far a greater power than the politics. Right, exactly. Circumstances we see on a daily basis. Now, Tim Walz said, one Minnesota. So if I'm thinking one Minnesota, that means as a governor, I'm going to go, if I'm a Democrat, I'm going to go and work with, talk with, meet with the Republican Party. And I'm going to say, while I was out on the trail, here is what the people of Minnesota want. Let's get together. Let's write a bill. Let's make it so and make things happen for them. There's no reason why an elderly person is afraid to buy a new car because they have to pay $300 to $400 in tabs. And they don't have it, and they're living on a fixed income. When you get to that point, I guarantee you're going to sit there and go, why am I paying $300 for a little sticker that goes on my car? They should be $99. You walk in, not pay your $99 and put your sticker on your car. There's no reason why we're paying $300. We need to look into that. We need to find out. Look, people, I've been dealing and talking to a lot of elderly people. So that's why I know I'm looking at everybody across the spectrum. But right now, our elderly, the people who actually made Minnesota good at one point, are hurting. I'm also talking to as many farmers as I possibly can talk to see how we can keep them on their farm. What do we need to do to keep you on your farm? How can your business help all of Minnesota? How can we get people to come buy your corn, come buy your meat, come buy your vegetables? That's what I want to do. I want to make Minnesota as strong as it possibly can do. And you say, well, why do you want to do that, Rev? Because you have children. You have grandchildren. And I don't want to ever be laying on that. And my grandkids, what did you do, Papa? Papa did everything he possibly could do to leave you a better Minnesota. When I first moved here to Minnesota in 1990, I was like, wow, because I moved here from Anaheim, California. I lived in Oceanside, California, and then I moved up to Anaheim, California. I met my wife, who is from here, and we moved back here to raise our kid. When I first got back here, I was like, wow, because I'm from the South. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. And I moved here to Minnesota. I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then 98, 97 rolled around, and that's when we started getting people from Chicago and and it went downhill from there. And they found a way to start having programs for all these people that was moving here. Now, I look, the Bible says that we need to take care of certain people. I'm just going off what the Bible says. And I believe that. But hold on now. The Bible also tells us to respect authority. Correct? And if we're going to respect authority, Give Caesar what is Caesar's, correct? Respect authority. We have laws that we have to live by. And if we're not living by those laws, and if we sit here and say, well, we're going to make this a sanctuary city. No, we're not. What we're going to do is we're going to deal with what we have. There are people right now. Mayor Fry lied to you. Let's be right. Let's be real here. Mayor Fry lied to you and told you, oh, there's no homelessness. No, what he should have said is, I'm making sure that they don't pitch a tent anywhere. I'm treating the homeless people like the Plymouth, like Maple Grove, like Hopkins, like all of those other, like Woodbury, like Osseo, St. Michael, Elk River. I'm treating the homeless people like they treat the homeless people. If they put a tent up, I'm booting them out of here. So now you got homeless people just roaming the streets. Just roaming the streets. As long as you don't see a tent, I can sit here and say that, there's no homeless people. But yet, all of these people wandering the streets all hours of the night. They are homeless. Same thing with crime. Oh, there's no crime. Well, if the police don't show up, if this doesn't get reported, or if the person who's calling about the crime just gives up because nobody's there, you're right. Crime is down. It's a lie, people. At some point in time, y'all need the truth. You need the truth. You've been lied to so much that you have to be in a party because that's where you get your lies from. But you get somebody who's not about a party, not going to be in a party, that's sitting here going to tell you the truth, that's going to do things, wants to work, wants to put my time into this thing. Oh, I'm all this in a bag of chips. I'm everything but a child of God. We got to wake up and realize that the very people, again, who tell you, I'm going to go work for you, are not doing anything really for you. I don't want to work for you. I don't. I do not. Let me make sure y'all understand what I just said. So if someone sit there and go, but Rev said he wants to be a politician, but he don't want to work for you. That I don't. I want to work with you. I want to be exactly doing what I'm doing now. I want to be out on the streets. I want to knock on people's doors. I want to talk to you. I want to know what ails you. What's the problem? And then you give me the opportunity to do my best to go back up there to that Capitol and look both sides in the face and say, fix it. Get it fixed. That's their job. That when you give them your vote, when they knock on your door and say, I'm going up there to work for you, you're saying to them, fix my problems. And they're not doing it. They're not doing it. I don't know anybody. Of all the people, even Democrats, I don't know anybody who sat there and said that a man should be in a woman's prison. I don't know anybody. Nobody said that. Even when I talk to some of the black pastors and preachers, they look at me and go, well, never said that, Rev. That's not what we voted for. Seriously, is that what y'all voted for? I want to give a woman her space. We talk about protecting women. I want to protect women, period, point blank. Because look, I've got a wife. I've got daughter-in-laws. I got a granddaughter. I mean, if we want to truly bring it home, and I need to protect them. Period, point blank. No woman should ever, ever feel afraid to walk anywhere, whether it's on the street, whether it's in her bathroom, whether it's doing the sports, whether she gets in trouble and she goes to jail for a little bit. A woman should never be afraid, ever. Ever. God set us up. God set the man. There's a reason why the man was set up first, to be the protector. That's what God trained us to be. Period. That read your book. That's why I sit there and say, read your book. It tells you exactly how God set this thing up. I have to be. So if that means I have to protect all these women here in Minnesota, then that's what I'm set up to do. I've already been set. I've already went to school for that. I've already been trained for that through God. But we got to do something different. And you can't be trying to hold a carrot over somebody's head. Well, I won't vote for you if you ain't a Republican. I ain't voting for you if not a Democrat. Well, you know what? I don't want your damn vote. But you see, if you see when we hit rock bottom, blame yourself. Don't ever come to say, well, this reverend was saying this and saying that and blah, blah, blah. No, blame yourself. But you're not getting me in the basket. I told y'all, you're not getting me on that train. I've made myself perfectly clear. But I guarantee you, if you sat down and had coffee with me and you and I put our cares, our worries, our issues on a table, you're going to be checking off a lot of things that I have issues and problems with. And you're going to go, I've got the same. I've got the same. I've got the same. That's what this is about. This isn't about a party. I'm not a mega. I will never be a mega. Y'all can't even tell me when America was great. So don't come to me with that crap. You name a time when America was great. You can't do it, and you know it. But we know what you're talking about. That's no different than when Ronald Reagan talked about a welfare queen. Just like when they say DEI. When they swear up and down about DEI this and DEI, I know what you're saying. But let's really talk about, if we want to talk about DEI, let's really talk about DEI. Who benefits from DEI? Who benefits the most from DEI? Help me out. Y'all know exactly what. See, y'all don't want to have that conversation. Y'all don't really want to have a real conversation. Because if we really talked about who really benefit from the very thing they scared you with, they don't look like me. Correct? Y'all know I'm right. Prove me wrong. Give me your email. I'll put you right there. I'll put you right there. We can have that conversation. No problem at all. But the only thing I'm saying is, if you want to get on board and give somebody else an opportunity to do what's right here in Minnesota, we're right here. Brad and I are right here. If you want to have a talk, if you want to meet me, if I like I said, I can't do coffee, but I can do hot chocolate. I'm more than happy to sit down and talk with you. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. The people that you put up there now, what if Peggy name me something Peggy has done. Name something that Peggy Flanagan did in her time up there that y'all can point to and say, she made a difference here. Did she change the outcome of homelessness? Did she change the outcome of like farmers you losing their land? Did she change the outcome of kids with this fentanyl all in the school? Did she change the outcome of black kids shooting each other in the street? Did she change anything of black businesses, some of the even white businesses that went out of business? Did she change any of that? Did she look into it? Did she try to bring business back to any area? Has she tried to clean up downtown? Did she try to help some of the elderly people? What has she done? Name something, people. Seriously. That she done. And that's who you guys put in office. But yet somebody who has an idea, who believe in the state and the people of Minnesota, I've got to get run through the ringer, called names, called racist and everything else. Name me one time that I've said something racist. Please. Ma'am and sir, name something. I didn't. You know why I was called? They put me out as racist? Because I asked Crime Watch. I asked Shelley of Crime Watch to tone down the things that they say about black people. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. She could put something on there about a black person, a white person, and nobody says a word. The minute she put something on there about a black, it's monkey this, it's ape that, it's gorilla that, it's some of the so foul. It is so foul what they say about. Why would I want to read or look at it? I like the website. I like going to her website. When I first got on here, I helped her raise money. I got the DMs. I got the DMs from her to show you. We wished each other a Merry Christmas and the whole nine. And where we went downhill is every single day I go on her site and look at her site. I'm going, how would you like for me to put together a site? And every single day you hearing black people dogging white people. I mean, right now we're going through this cycle where white people are swearing up and down everybody hate them, right? No, you are. Now, let's say I put together a website, and on that website, only thing you get is black people talking about white people. I mean, calling you every name you can think of. You wouldn't like that. You wouldn't want that every single day. Only thing I asked her to do is to tone it down. And that's when I open up a beehive. And that first person I showed you, that mom's dog, she was part of that beehive that came after me, called me racist, started talking about I didn't like white people and the whole nine. I'm trying to bring people together. I deal with everybody. I've helped more poor white people than I guarantee you anybody on here right now. I'll put, like I said, I will put my works on the table. You put your works on the table. And I guarantee you, I have helped more poor white people in this state than anybody who's under the sound of my voice right now. But I'm racist. People on the internet are a joke, and they're cowards. Period, point blank. But I'm going to leave it at there for tonight. I'm a little bit over. Like I said, I'm not coaching this year because I have to give y'all the story on that. You talking about, you talking about racism. You wait till I tell my story about why I'm not coaching in Coon Rapids Little League. No, listen to what I'm saying. There's a reason that I am not, I've been coaching for 24 years. I have coached a baseball team. I started off as Little League. I coach traveling. I coach high school. I coach RBI. And it took Coon Rapids Little League to push me out the door. That's a true story. I'll tell you guys that story. So when you talk about racism, wait till you hear. Wait, no, seriously. And you know, I could have easily taken my grandson and played somewhere else. The same. If you saw what I posted tonight, that field, I was at the field tonight. I could have easily taken my grandson and went somewhere else. But if I let them win, if I would have done that, they would have won. No, I'm a fighter. You're not pushing me away. So they got to deal with me. But I'll tell y'all that story. Y'all like I said, you talking about dealing with racism. I got a story for you. Coon Rapids Little League. True story. Anyway, hey, I got to get off this thing. I'm 11 minutes over. Sorry about that. But as I was saying before, people, listen. We can do this thing together. We can make a difference here in Minnesota together. It's not hard. It's just getting people to get in the mindset that they're going to have to actually work with people. You're going to have to go out and talk to your neighbor. You're going to have to go out and talk to somebody at the grocery store. You have to deal with people that you've never dealt with before, right? We're talking about a whole mix-up here. Not just you going to your room and you closing the door and you never come out and deal with someone who doesn't look like you or talk like you or act like you. If this is truly going to be a place to where we're raising our kids and we all can get along, that's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. But it's going to take all of us to do this. Not a party. People. Because the Democrats, if you're a Democrat and you're a Republican, you're not going to come together. You're not going to sit down and talk to. But if you talk to each other as people, God's people. If we do that, if we go that route, I believe we can change things. We can make things different here. And everybody will be represented. It won't be like what the Star Tribune. The Star Tribune today is foul. Sitting there saying anti-trans. Nobody is anti-trans. But we are fair. We're pro-fair is what we are. Everybody has a right to live here in Minnesota. Everybody has a right to evolve here in Minnesota, to lift themselves up in Minnesota. And for the Star Tribune to put that on their front page is gaslighting like none other. There is no anti-trans. There is no trans hate. When's the last time you heard of a trans person getting hurt, somebody beating a trans? You haven't. It's a lie that the Democrats are pushing. It's a lie that certain elected officials at that Capitol is pushing. And it's a lie that the Star Tribune is pushing. And the reason I know this is I know trans people that I've talked to them. It's a lie. Listen to me. They're pushing a lie. Anyway, let's end the night like we always end the night. Realize and understand that we serve a honestly, and a true mighty God. A God that no matter what you do, how you do it, when you have done it, God will turn you around. I can tell you, you can get yourself as dirty as dirt can be, but God will put you on the potter's wheel and make you anew. So we have to thank him for his grace and his mercy. Thank him for even though we go through trials and tribulations, he's right there with us to bring us out of these things, right? God is God all by himself. He don't need our help to be God because he's just that good. I thank him each and every day that he gives me the opportunity to get up, and each and every day that he protects me, even from the things that I don't even realize that's there in front of me. He's already moved those obstacles. Thank you, and thank you again for that. And for that should put a smile on your face, knowing that you have a protector there with you all the time, no matter where you go. And y'all know what we do with those smiles. We go out and we smile at somebody, so somebody smile back at you. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate each and every one of you. Peace, fam. I'm out.